So there's my 2006 Toyota Sienna, and I'm camperizing it. Already started the process, but I'll show you what I'm up to here. I realized these folding seats, they take up a lot of good storage space. So, you know, I just took them both out now. This is 2006. It's pretty easy. You've got two bolts. You pry off there's these plastic covers. Just pry them off. I've got a pry bar, so they popped out easy, but a screwdriver will do the trick. Or a claw hammer. Just, you know, rip them out. And I guess you want to take some care if you plan to put the seats back in. I don't. I'm taking the seats to the dump. If I ever sell this vehicle, I'll just sell it as a camper. So I don't need the seats. I never will need them. So you got just the two bolts. When you pull the chair up and lean it forward, and you can see you pop that cap off, and you take the two bolts, and then you got another bolt here. These are I think 12 millimeter. And this holds a wire that is part of the mechanism for lifting and storing the seats. So yeah, same here, one for the wire and then two bolts for the bottom rail, and they come out really easy. And I've seen other people what they do, so I'm going to build a 2x4 platform here, and then I guess I'll have two doors, two storage doors. And you can see the bed situation I've set up here. I just painted it yesterday, and these are not part of it, they're just extras. So I've got whoops. I've got this from the RV. So this is my bed. This goes against the wall, so it's like a little couch. And it's wide enough as it is for one person to sleep on, but you know, if I needed to extend it out so that would fold flat, it's almost a double bed, you know. I could put some hinge mechanism there. But anyway, I've got the second part here that goes there, so you got the full length of the bed, eh? And so obviously this will be sitting on one of the storage units, so this part will have a small door here you can reach under, so you don't have to keep moving the bed. And then this will be a larger door, so you got access to, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll do two doors, I don't know. I'll see when things evolve. And the front seat is nice, it folds flat, and you got a table. And you've even got a little storage between the underside of the seat there. And I put on a solar panel a few days ago. It fit perfectly between these two rails. That's a 100 amp or 100 watt solar panel. And I just brought the wire. Let me show you what I've done here. Yeah, these things are great. You got a couple of screws. You need they're those special star screws. One's a large one, one's a small one. You pop those. You see here. Oh, that one doesn't even have the cap. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay, and you pop the cap off there, and you can access. This whole thing falls out, and you got access to the metal roof. So that's where I put the wire in. And then this is that RV self-leveling compound, which seals up the hole quite nicely. And I mounted just a L bracket. I just mounted it right onto the rails here, so I didn't have to drill any more holes in the roof. But it's no big deal if you got to drill holes in the roof. You just use the self-leveling compound, you know. That seals it up nice. And this is one of those skinny spares, right? And I got that. I bought a used trailer that came with it. But the bolt pattern happens to be exactly the same as the Toyota bolt pattern, so this is an easy access spare. And when you got the couch on here, you never see this, and it actually it fits perfectly there. So if you're leaning against this, you know, it actually adds some strength to the back of this system. And it's just bungee cord strapped in there. Now there is a spare tire underneath, but I don't really want to, you know, maybe it's a rainy day, you got a flat tire, I don't want to crawl under the van and fool around trying to get that spare out. So this is just an easy one to pop on there. So you got to leave access here for your jack and stuff. But I've got a Blue Eddy, just a small unit. But it's perfect, you know. I mean, the solar panel plugs in there. You don't need all the various apparatus for setting up a solar power system in your vehicle. You just buy one of these little power stations, and they've got all the you know, what is it called? The inverter. They got everything in there. You know, you just plug the solar panel in, and away you go. And if I need more power in the future, I'll just get a bigger one of those, and I could probably even mount it in the floor or something here, you know. But okay, what else anything else? So I pulled all these other seats out, and they're all going to the dump. I don't need them. There's my dog Sky. Okay, we don't need those seats, do we? And, okay, I'll pause things for now. My dog's found a new favorite place. Yeah, well, okay, you coming out? Okay. Okay, come on. Come on. Oh, you want to stay there? I think she wants me to take her to the beach. Usually do that every day for a walk. Go for a long walk on the beach, yeah. Nice guy. So here's the system I'm going to use to build a framework in this nice storage area. So I've got the strapping, metal strapping, and I'm using these self-tapping metal screws. These are great. You don't have to drill holes. They've got a little drill bit head on each screw. So I've got this rail along here. It sits up about, well, in some places as high as an inch, I guess, but 3/4 of an inch or so. So I'm going to strap 3 2x4s running this way, and that'll be the base for building the framework for the storage area. So I'll have two. This will be a short storage door, and this will be a larger one. At this point, that's the plan. Line up. No, screw part will still be sticking up. But I could, if I want. Hey, what do you want? You want to help? What do you think? What do you think, eh? What do you think, pup? Okay. So, okay, I'm going to just mull this over a bit, come back. Okay, here's the plan. I'm going to strap the back ends of these 2x4s on rail with the self-tapping metal screws. And these screws, or these bolts that held in the folding seats, they line up nicely to make a spacer, so I screwed them in 5 turns, and so they're all the same level, I think. They should all be the same level. I'm going to put a plywood base here, just so there's a nice smooth base. So I'm losing some storage, but actually it will give a bit of a sound buffer too, you know. I might reuse some of the old insulation from the carpet I cut out. So I decided to just cut little strips, and I twisted them so they can mount here on each side instead of wasting a bunch of strapping. So I'll just cut these. And put in the Phillips bit. This strapping is the next best thing to duct tape. I use this for a lot of stuff. There we go. Turn that around. And okay, that's the first one. So it's just like a 90-degree angle there. Drilled into this rail and then into the side of the 2x4. Here you can see, because there's a bit open space, I couldn't drill down, so I drilled on the side and twisted it to screw into the 2x4. But this, I guess I'll drill into here. There's no gas tank under it. The gas tank's further up. So it's just, it'll be 6 screws protruding through underneath, I suppose. I'll have a look under there before I drill. But then this would be a solid base to screw in the, I got 5/8 plywood ready to go for the base, and then I can build a framework on that plywood, which will get its strength from this. So there we go. See how it goes. Okay, I used some cardboard here as a pattern. I haven't cut this piece yet, but I cut this one over here. But I'm realizing something. I don't need to fasten this down. In fact, it would be good to access underneath there. Or it'd be good to be able to access underneath there without disassembling everything. So I can screw these plywood pieces onto the 2x4 pieces and just set it in place. It's not going to go anywhere. It's kind of a perfect fit the way I've cut it, well, close to a perfect fit. And, well, yeah, actually I got my trailer wire down there. That's one thing I see by the pencil I'm going to need to access if I tow anything. So, yeah, so I've got one that's mounted, but I will not mount anymore. I'll just take that off, screw this in place, and just thought about putting handles on to lift it out, but I can just reach behind the carpet and pull it out, I'm sure. But if not, just put in 1 or 2 handles and away she goes. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay, so I got the first piece in, and I needed the 2x4 over here. It needed to be sitting on top of that bolt. And I screwed them in 5 turns each, so it's the same level as this. So that 2x4 is in here, and right under this, actually very close to the edge here. And then I just put this small piece of plywood underneath, so it's got a lip for this one to sit on. So now, okay, here it is, back side, and I'm going to salvage some of this insulation. There should be more than that, but oh, it's on the chairs, on the seats too. Okay, maybe I can use that. Okay, I'll use this up first. Okay, so it doesn't insulate the whole thing, and just taping it in place so if it falls down it's still going to insulate, but I won't need to get in there to do anything with it. But if I need to in the future, I can pull the whole thing out and insulate it properly, but that'll help a bit. Okay, so here's the progress at this point. So I framed up, this is 2x6, and this is 5/8, so it's just about level, but when I put the hatches on, but even that little bit that's not level, I can throw a mat on there and bring it up level. So now I'm going to put a 2x6 down here. Okay, here I have it all framed in now. Oh, I still have to have the 2x6 down this side. But it was so hard to get this level, because of the way that the base of the trunk was. But she's solid now and looks good. This all looks about the same level. It's a little off here, I think. Not by much, but a little off. Okay, so I've got to put this in and then start making the lids. Alright, here's an update. I got it screwed down now, but just for setting everything right. So I'll drill a hole here for stick your finger in and pull it, and then you can pull it up when it's on hinges. And this is almost flush with the carpet. If I got a little, cut a custom carpet and glue it on top there or something, it would come flush. Alright, there we go. So I have a hole in each one. I got this one screwed down just until I get the hinges. And this one's loose. But yeah, it's fine now, opening and closing. And there's that little spot that's underneath the bed feet. So it's, you can stash stuff in there too, small stuff. And so I just need 2 sets of hinges, and I'm all set. It looks great. And then there's the couch back in place, the bed / couch. Okay, so here's the finished project. Got these little tiny hinges on there. They work just fine. And this one, it wasn't intended, but it just rubs on the side, which works great because it holds it in place. So lots of space there to store more stuff, and separate compartment here for, we'll figure something out to divide something up. As well, I've got the separate compartment there. Oh, and the side is here as well. So yeah, it worked great. So there we have it. Got rid of those all those car seats at the dump this morning. It cost me $20 to get rid of those. They're really heavy. All 4 of them were like 200 pounds. 50 pounds each, roughly. Oh, there we go. These were just extra cushions. I don't really need them, but this thing can come in handy if you want to sit there on the tailgate. Here's my pup. We'll tuck it out. Celebrating with a Bowen Island Artisan IPA beer. Okay, well, thanks for watching.